हॉस्पिटल के नाम से मेरे को डर लगने लगे उसमें, वरना कभी मैं मर भी जाऊंगा, मरते टाइम पे भी उस हॉस्पिटल में नहीं जाऊँ मैं।
पढ़े लिखे नहीं है, जहाँ साइन करवाया वहाँ करवा दिया, जो लिख दिया वो लिख दिया। अनपढ़ों के साथ तो कितने अत्याचार कर रहे हैं वो बताइए।
This is the story of how thousands like Lakshmi, Ramadhar and Sheikh Bibi are being sold like guinea pigs to foreign companies who make billions of their lives.
There is no monitoring. There is a systematic clamp down on all information.
These little pills are big money. We love them and need them because they save lives. But do you know how many lives it costs to make one such pill? Indian lives, often of the poorest of the poor, who are fooled and used as human lab rats by billion-dollar MNCs working in cahoots with their corrupt and ruthless local agents.
The technical term is clinical trials, but it's just a fancy term for using human beings like lab rats. Before a drug is released to the public, it has to be tested. The first victims are these little mice. Then the next step is to test on monkeys and dogs, preferably beagles. But it is the final stage that is the most dangerous and cruel, when experimental drugs are tested on actual human beings. With the protests against testing and the costs of doing it in the West rising, pharma companies are now increasingly coming to India to do their dirty work.
Western pharma companies are outsourcing human tests or clinical trials to India, even as Indian laws and the government actually allow, virtually stand aside, allowing them a free hand in this exploitation, even as senior officials accept.
We are a soft state. It's getting a bad name because we don't have our own protocols and regulations in place and we are not enforcing them.
60-year-old Ramadhar Srivastava is a former engineer. A local agent enrolled him at a clinical trial being conducted by British company AstraZeneca without even telling him. A doctor he didn't know gave him 2 bottles of unlabeled pills, asked him to sign a form in English that he couldn't read. For 2 years, the doctor insisted Srivastava took the pills. He never told him they were for a clinical trial on an experimental drug. He never gave him any money.
मैं इंग्लिश जानता नहीं, हिंदी में मैंने कोई साइन नहीं ना, इन्होंने बताया कि मैं आपसे ट्रायल कर रहा हूँ, क्या कर रहा हूँ, क्या नहीं कर रहा है, मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं बताया मेरे को।
Since 2005, foreign pharma companies have made a beeline for India, where a clinical trial costs just $1,500 per person, less than 1/10 of the cost in the United States.
India, we can't treat our citizens like guinea pig.
Thousands of lives are estimated to have been devastated by the strange side effects of these experimental drugs. And officially, 1,954 Indians have died in clinical trials between 2009 to 2012.
Should the government of India be encouraging this debasement of its citizens, or should it be acting to stop it?
Now, NewsX's special investigation is the first time an Indian channel brings you the full story of clinical trials in India and asks why Indians are being exploited with the connivance of the very people meant to protect them.